All right, guys, welcome back to Pacific Drive, where we're going on what I believe is the final mission of the game. We're not totally repaired, but we're pretty good, and we got the limb shield and a full battery, so... I mean, I could just triple make sure. It's like... yeah. Throw the battery charge one more time, and... let's go for the well. Okay. I think we're gonna hit F1, B1, A5, and then the well. So, let's hit the road. Tobias's little bobblehead here. Okay. I'm a little worried about this being a shorter episode, but we'll figure it out. We'll see what happens. I didn't think that would even break. I was worried we just... Alright. Can we stop here? I don't see a reason to. I could try and... Someone's just... playing their guitar on the radio. Okay, just a scrapper in here. I'm gonna loot under the presumption that there'll be a continuation after the end. Alright. Let's keep it rolling. You know, sometimes they do have bits of dialogue as you're traveling, like even when you're not at the location yet. I'm kind of surprised that they haven't put any in at this point of the game. Whoops. Oh boy. Let's just keep going. We're on a mission here. I'm gonna pass up that Arda truck. All right. Hit the highway again, the B1. Dash flickered. Now I'm starting to wonder if there's something else, if I've acquired new quirks recently. Whoa! Oh, you dick! Wow! Jeez. No thanks. Buzz off. Both bubblegum and abductors, really. That's how we're gonna play it. I'm not even sure what the core differences between their behavior is. Okay, well, we're in B1 now, I believe. Whatever this one's called, yeah. Fuel evap. That's code for get the hell out of here as soon as possible. That was the plan anyway, because we're on a mission. Nope. That popped the tire even though I had the limb shield up. Have I collected enough stuff that I could actually make a sealing kit? Or am I going to be stuck with this pop tire? Rubber. we'll be on the lookout for cars that I can pull tires off of, I guess. That tire is compromised. Was this Swift Storm? I guess it must have been. Not a problem. I'll get right on out of here. Shield does not protect against acid. That is what I'm learning now. Well, I mean, if it's right here. I didn't use the corrupted energy I got last time, but... Alright, alright, alright. I know. We're going. Oh, man. Oh, come on. I was like barely hit a rock and I just go flipping over. Oh my god, it popped its tire in the back. Never, just get out of here. Can't catch a break. Anomalous clouds torn apart Swift Storm. Cool. And I'm guessing I can't make another. Well, we'll see. I didn't pay attention how much rubber I actually had, or what other things I might need. So hopefully I can patch that tire immediately and just tear through here. Certain things penetrate the shield, though, clearly. Oh, I have a sealing kit. That was supposed to be equipped. It's blown out entirely. Ah, damn it. Okay. Did I really do a scan and get nothing? Okay, here we go. Oh no, I had the Liberator. Okay. Alright, I left the shield on. It's definitely a shortcut here. Okay. Alright. We are basically through. Alright. End of the road. Approach the well. Oh boy.
This is really it, huh?
The end of the road. Soon we'll finally see for ourselves what caused the mass hallucination and what Tobias and Alan died for.
And whether it was all worth it.
Yeah. Let's see.
Francis,
Yeah?
thank you for trusting me when you had every reason not to. Getting to this point together with you, it makes me feel like my old self again.
It's been an honor to watch you work, Dr. Turner. These gamma readings, are they real? I can't even begin to guess what could be outputting this much radiation.
Some sort of energy reservoir, a massive fission reaction, or
A portal.
Atlantis.
Okay.
If this thing really leads us to Atlantis, I'm turning in my PhD.
God, if only Tobias were here to see it.
I would have liked to hear his take on all of this. For once. All right, Driver, you're almost to the threshold. Remember, Francis and I've got your back. Once you get that car to the well, we'll keep the gamma ray burst under control for as long as we can. Whatever happens, whatever state you find yourself in, the Arc device will be your safety net. Use it. Get back to us, you hear me?
Ready when you are, Driver.
Here we go. I don't think the limb shield's gonna do much here, but
It's
Opening? Godspeed, Driver.
kinda like a gateway. Where are we going?
Hoppy? Hoppy!
Did it work? What's the energy output? Damn it, Alan, I'm fine. Light nearly blinded me. Can you read it?
Yeah, let me see. 500 kilojoules? Hoppy, what is this?
The future. I call it limb waves.
Oh. Okay. Ow.
Coffee delivery.
Alan, gosh. Is it that time already?
So, about leaving Arda. I was thinking, how about by Christmas?
Yes, maybe. I just need to solve this instability issue. I loathe to think about leaving the Olympic Peninsula like this.
There's always more to do.
I know. I'm sorry.
And I love you for it. I'm just wondering if you'll really be able to walk away from all this. It's okay if you can't.
You abandoned the world to work here beside me. Fair is fair.
Lentech is a world-changing discovery. Your world-changing discovery. Fairness isn't even a consideration.
We agreed to have children, and I'm not having them in this hellhole.
Good, because I'd love to have 8.
Then I hope you're ready to carry at least half of those yourself.
I love you.
I love you.
Oh, I forgot I could sprint. For some reason I thought it wasn't letting me sprint. I didn't want to skip dialogue sections, but it looks like they have ample space, and I was loitering too much. There's another jump. Yep. Oh, hardwood flooring.
Tobias, the movers are here.
Yay, we get Francis and Tobias.
Why aren't you packed?
I ain't going.
The evacuation orders.
Evacuation orders can go to hell. We leave and we never see the inside of these walls again. All the things we've been investigating, the ripple, the echoes from the swamp, they'll all fade away. I'm gonna stay and chase down these stories, wherever they take me.
Tobias,
Stay here. With me.
Yeah, I think they timed it so that you could just sprint through here and you still wouldn't outrun the dialogue. Potentially. Alright.
You here to quote?
I'm here to deliver the committee's decision. You have been found guilty of doctoring experimental data. This action is in clear violation of Arda's scientific integrity. Judgment has been rendered. You may stay and work, but your clearance will be lowered to level 3.
so I'm to be a glorified flash cleaner.
Take it as a win. You could have been court-martialed instead.
Yeah, I'm sure you would have liked that much better.
What I like has no bearing on this decision. See you on Monday, Dr. Cook. Driver, do you read me?
Oh.
Driver, you passed through some sort of opening. We managed to hold it steady, but the energy expulsion is growing. We don't have much longer.
If you can hear this, you need to get back now.
Okay.
Hey, look, the gang's back together.
Tobias?
Tobias.
I never told you how grateful I was that you stayed behind in the zone with me. These years.
I mean, Tobias and Alan are like
my
with
life.
me right now.
Foraging for mushrooms, slogging through swamplands, combing through hours and hours of terrible field recordings. Not a single moment wasted. Thank you. For everything.
It was all you. You made me feel capable. That anything was possible. That I wasn't some second-rate scientist. All my happiness was thanks to you. And I'm afraid of how I'll survive without you.
I'm not. You got this. You always have. Hey, Oppie. Alan sends his regards. And he wants to know why you haven't taken his advice yet. Driver, is that a gumbaroo on your dash? No, I'll be damned.
That was an
Bye.
extra little thing to
Until next
toss
time.
in case you did that, I suppose.
Tobias!
Driver, if you can hear this, we can't keep the well stable for much longer. Wherever you are, come back.
I'm trying. Well. Oh my god. Oh, not another section. Oh, the car. Okay, I'm not on the map.
Just a little longer. Hold steady, Francis. Keep those limb bases aligned. Not even a 0.001 deviation, you get me?
I'm trying.
Oh shit. Oh boy.
The anchor field is wobbling, Oppie. Anything we can do to stabilize things on your side?
Punching it as hard as I can.
Put me over, damn it. What direction am I supposed to be going? I don't know which direction I'm supposed to be going.
Francis, hold tight.
I can't. The phase, it's de-syncing.
Driver, punch it. Go.
No! What the fuck? Okay. That was... That car is not designed to be moving that quick. No, hello.
You made it back, driver. All in one piece, it looks like.
Mostly.
No sign of the Remnant's energy signature anywhere in that car. You're free.
But the car's maintained its link to you. Fascinating. We'll never know how far the Remnant's obsessions wormed into your head.
But you should be safe from it getting any worse. In theory.
Oppie, I'm sorry. You didn't get to talk to Alan again.
We managed to pull off the near impossible. And the first thing you do is apologize?
Sorry. I mean,
Don't worry, it was Tobias's fault. He hogged the frequency all for himself yet again.
you heard him too.
I did. That means I didn't imagine that last conversation with Alan. And you know what else?
What?
That your theory was right. And Tobias called it. All that bluster, and he ended up showing us scientists a thing or two. Those moments we heard, they were all from the past. Being inside that well somehow allowed the Remnant to access those imprints and replay them. But Tobias's voice wasn't from the past, it was from somewhere else entirely.
But where? And how?
No clue. Do me a favor. Once you figure it out, don't bother telling me.
Huh.
I'm leaving the zone.
I'm sorry, what?
Alan came to tell me goodbye, and that I was forgiven 37 years ago. I didn't listen. So now, finally, I'm going to take his advice. I should have left the zone a long time ago.
But if we solve this, maybe there's a way to speak to him again.
I heard what I needed to hear. It only took me 37 years to listen. Anyway, all that sounds like a young scientist game. It's not for me anymore. Francis, you decide what to do from here. You can carry the torch and continue the research, or get out of this cursed place and find your own way. It's your decision. And Driver, you're free now. You can do what you want from here. But if you'll allow an old woman one last hope, stay here with Francis. There's so many more stories for the zone to tell. And the both of you are young enough to listen. My ears are bad. And I refuse to hear them. I've removed all access restrictions to my systems, Francis. The helm is yours.
Wait, I don't know if I can do this alone.
You're not alone. You've got clear eyes, ears open to the impossible, and the driver. Dr. Cook. Driver. It's been a pleasure. This is Dr. Ophelia Turner. Signing off.
Oppie? Oppie! Really? Well, Driver, if you don't mind sticking around with me, Oppie was right. There's still so much of the zone that we still don't know about. But with your help, we can tell those stories. I'm no Oppie, but I'll do the best I can. You're no longer bound to the car, but it's stayed with you and will continue to protect you as you travel the zone. Go on then. As long as you're willing to drive, I'm along for the ride.
All right. Well, I think perhaps we can keep poking around and see if I can finish researching everything. Is there not a song for the credits? That seems like an interesting choice. I would have expected there to have been a song accompanying the credits, but oh well. I'm inclined to skip them because of that, but surely they're not going to go on super long, right? Wow, there's a lot of voices. This must be all the different radio transmissions you could get. Or probably also there's localization that's been done, if I had to guess, and they just kind of put them all together. Alright, well, let's skip it, because that was dragging on. So does Francis have any particular objectives that he would want me to do? Or... I don't know. The way that was worded kind of seemed like... There's a lot of stuff in the logbook that I I've been meaning to read.
Smells like money. Rivers for spines between the dry pines of bones unbecoming.
Yeah, we have a bunch of
You might have to pay behind.
records that we haven't found. SRR meetings.
You might have to pay
SRR meeting minutes. Celebration of the founding of SRR. What our future will look like, addressed by Dr. Ophelia Turner. Open ideation session with consultation from Dr. Ophelia Turner on experimental setups, present concerns, proper safety procedure, handling and protection in experimentation. Action items. Society agreed to regular monthly meetings on Friday evening. Dr. Reginald Stanley Robinson to take notes and format future minutes. AOB in matters arising. Tea cake tasting, courtesy of visiting Professor Sir Anthony Gould, FRS.
It's a cold one. What a white
Best classified store SRR equipment and journals. Suitable social clubs for meetings that will not exclude Dr. Ophelia Turner.
It's a cold one.
SRR lacks formal structure. Country clubs, academies, golf venue. Off limits to Dr. Ophelia Turner. Action items. Dr. Turner shall be responsible for storing and maintaining SRR equipment. Dr. Reginald Stanley Robinson shall be responsible for minute taking and record keeping. Local cider tasting courtesy of Dr. Henry F.W. Mulligan. Issues arising from Reginald Stanley Robinson's minute taking. Correct use of Oxford comma. Oh boy. Appropriate levels of alcoholic consumption during versus after SRR meetings. Effects of latter upon former. Arising concerns. Dr. Ophelia, Turner articulated a difficulty being heard amongst lively male discussion. Ophelia Turner presented data detailing a number of interruptions by other SRR members. Members to raise their hands before speaking during presentations. Open discussion to be mindful of interruption. Reginald Stanley Robinson. Catalog all such. Whiskey tasting, courtesy of Dr. Ophelia Turner. Got the commas on that one. Promising results of limb tech. Forest restoration, landscaping. Discouraging results of limb tech and artificial mineral synthesis, and troubleshooting the problem as a group. Okay. Shielding has been a runaway success. We barely had trace readings inside the landing module. Okay, well, I'm missing a lot of those that have context. Stinglian family. Well, I don't want to just sit here and keep reading through all those. Right. So, my attention turns to the fabrication station. Because we got a whole lot of stuff we have not, although... Underground storage space, huh? Nice. Now, let's see here. Parts locker. Now, reinforced headlight's probably only as bright as a normal headlight, right? Yeah. I really like the bio headlights. Might as well do some research. Junction bypass. This navigational assistant will keep you on the most direct route, allowing you to bypass junctions along highways. Oh, so I can just skip like the highway thing? That's interesting. Lead plated door. Olympium bumper. The elusive armored, like where? That's one thing I want to figure out. What the hell is the belching barnacle, and why have I not been able to find it? I don't know. I'm so curious about Olympium stuff. I am also curious about other game modes, though. Because there was a lot of different, like, choices when I started, I remember. I picked the normal stuff. Just learning everything, and it's gonna let me learn at this point. That's everything I could learn. Fill her up. And, I guess, I don't know what interaction I'm gonna get with Francis besides, like, the welcoming message when I come back to the shop. Maybe he'll have special dialogue for certain things, but I don't know. Given the main story is over, I'm not super expecting much. I could map the whole zone. I don't know. I think first I'm gonna save, and then we're gonna take a look at the other stuff in the menu, I think. Like, if I picked a new one. Okay, so it's just different paths through. So scenic tour, crafting requirements, resource consumption, driving difficulty, hazard storms, dangerous storms, and damage are all lowered or disabled. The player cannot die. Okay. Delete your save file, huh? Everything is max difficulty and it will delete your save file. Customize. Oh. There's a lot of different Interesting settings. Tap to shift gears. Require car to be in park to turn on. Interesting. There's so many things you could configure. Being hit by the unleashed trunk door will instantly kill the player. Wow. That's hilarious. I would have been dead so many times if I had turned that on. Oh boy. Well, so here's the thing. I would probably love to tinker around playing this in my free time. But I'm gonna want to play it probably in a pretty unentertaining way. I'm probably gonna put music on and just like scour entire areas for every drop of resources to try and just like one of the things I was fighting with myself through this whole playthrough was how much time do I need to be spending gathering resources versus whether or not I need to be making progress with the story and all that. I tried, you know, there was a couple episodes where like, okay, we're gonna get resources, and then it didn't go well, but that was partially because I'm always like arguing with myself in my head, like, okay, I gotta keep it interesting, gotta, you know, keep things happening. Whereas, I don't know, I was handed ways to just like be able to defend myself pretty effectively and just like strip an entire area. Like, I can see ahead of time what the risks are going to be in a zone, and I would go to every single house and rip it apart for every resource and stuff, and take a really winding roundabout path through like the outer zone to get everything I could ever want so I won't run out, and then do the same for the mid and then deep, and just kind of mindlessly do that. So I'm inclined to call it here in terms of the series on YouTube for Pacific Drive, unless I have a specific idea or people specifically want me to go and do like another run or something. There are a few other games, stuff that I got the beginning of the year, some other games that I've had for a while that I think would be a good fit, because I'm realizing this is the kind of vibe of a game that I want to be playing on the channel, I think. So we have a few that are, there's a couple of games I've got my eye on that would be coming out. A lot of car and vehicle based stuff. I'm realizing that's what I really enjoy out of games to be recording and stuff. Because there's an extra element when you're recording a video that you don't really realize you got to factor in. And that's the reason why certain series of mine I've not been as happy recording as much as I've enjoyed those games. But yeah, I have a few ideas for the future, but for now, as much as I love this game, I think the series, my recording series, this current session of videos, I think we're gonna call it here. Now, this video being only 50 minutes long feels like it's a bit of a letdown compared to the previous ones, but hopefully you guys still enjoyed seeing the conclusion of the story and everything. And if I haven't already started posting videos concurrently with this, which I might not, I mean, I I currently have like the lead time of about a week from recording these to when they're being uploaded. I'll have to decide which game I'm going to go with, but there's a couple of them. I mean, honestly, they're both going to end up, the two that are on my mind right now, both of them are going to end up getting recorded as series. So I'll tell you guys right now, for sticking with me and rambling on this damn menu screen. Mad Max and Cyberpunk are both games that I have been, so I don't really know, I've managed to avoid learning a lot about Cyberpunk. I know that it, you know, all the controversy around it, but the fact that it's a great game now, like they've fixed all the issues. So it'd be a good time to dive into that. I got that at the top of the year and I meant to play it when I was recording more regularly, but then, you know, mental health and all that. But Mad Max, which I'm kind of leaning more towards, to be perfectly honest, but I'm not sure. I might just try and record them both, but I kind of get myself in trouble with that. The old series, there's a couple of those that I want to go back to. Don't worry, they're not done and gone forever. I do want to pick them back up. I just need to, you know, need to have my fun with car games first. Because I feel like I had a bunch of games I wanted to get through and put on the channel, and they stopped being the types of games that I wanted to keep playing, and I knew that wouldn't be entertaining to show off and all that. So we will return to Dark Cloud 2. We will return to Red Dead Redemption 2. We will probably even return to Code Vein. Beyond that, no promises, but yeah. I mean, I do want to follow up Dark Cloud 2 with Rogue Galaxy, but yeah. Anyway, if you stuck around this long, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Hopefully you're looking forward to watching either or both Mad Max. Oh, which, by the way, it's a few years old now. I never finished it, and I want to finish it. It's another car PG, but, you know, actual combat involved as opposed to this. Whereas I'm pretty sure Cyberpunk is incidentally a car game, but is more of, you know, other stuff. But that's not the point. And I'm aware of that, but that's fine. There are a couple of other games. So I'm waiting on Resistor when that comes out. There is Drive for Survival, I believe this is what it's called. That was another game that I picked up earlier in the year, which is very similar to this, but it's like more zombie apocalypse type deal and the actual combat involved. Kind of more simplistic. It's kind of like Generation Zero is another game I was thinking of that's not car related. Most vehicles I think is in that and bikes, but same sort of like, these are all kind of, you know, exclusion zone type deals. Like, although I guess Generation Zero is not so much an exclusion zone as it is just the entirety of Sweden. But they have a similar sort of vibe and pace to them. Also considering Into the Radius, that no promises, because that game stresses me the hell out. And I do want to put more VR content on the channel, though. That is kind of just turned into like a, you know, thinking through games that I could record. But yeah, I mean, I'm scrolling through Steam right now. I'm seeing a few different things, so we'll see. I'm not gonna get ahead of myself. What I will say is there will be a series following this, and that series is either Mad Max or Cyberpunk. I haven't decided. You'll know whenever you see one video or the other. And it might be possible that I record both, but I don't want to overcommit, and I don't want to promise daily videos either. It worked out because I fell in love with this game and was able to sort of keep recording. And I also don't know how long the recordings are going to be. I'm going to kind of feel it out for every game I play, what feels like a good session. and not worry so much about optimizing watch time or retention or crap like that. But I do want to make sure the videos are at least entertaining to watch, even if I'm not doing the algorithm right. You know. But yeah. Yeah. Thanks you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next series. Later.